have this customer restoration car you've probably seen in another video. One of his requests was to pressure wash the car, so we did under the hood, all the wheel wells, and then under the chassis. And you guys who have experienced oil leaks, which is majority of you guys, know that the subframe gets absolutely coated in everything. So why don't we take a look. My original intention for getting these was because I do a lot of corner balancing here at the Autohaus, and these make life a million times easier when you're corner balancing. But happy side effect, we're finding other uses for these T3 hub stands. So, you know, pressure washing the car, you know, this is perfect, right? The car's up in the air, we can get underneath the car, I can get all inside the wheel well. Yeah, I feel like using these hub stands are a lot easier for this intended purpose than if I was to put 4 jack stands under this thing. So one other thing I thought about while I was using these hub stands was that there are some times where I have to work on the car with the suspension loaded, and I've had to do some sketchy stuff like put 2 lug nuts and set them on here, put the rotor directly on here, and it's always a mess, right? Like you lower the car and this guy's about to slip off, or you know, the rotor shifts and this guy's like on one leg. Yeah, in this instance, if I needed to work on the car with the suspension loaded, these guys are perfect.
The next day.
2001 MR2 Spider. This car is in here today for a corner balance, alignment, and general track inspection. This is a track car that's driven on the street. This video is sponsored by Techno Toy Tuning T3 today. And a big thank you to T3 for providing these beautiful hub stands, which we're gonna review as the focal point of this video today. So why don't we take a look real quick. So you can see we have the hub stands bolted to the hub on top of my corner scales. So because we're starting to do so many corner balance alignments at the shop, I was actually gonna buy these T3 hub stands outright. But you know, once they heard that I wanted to buy these, they were kind enough just to send them to me to review. So yeah, thank you again to T3 for the hub stand. Doing a lot of research on what hub stands to buy, definitely cost was a factor for me. Also, one of the biggest things I like about these hub stands is they fit a multitude of bolt patterns. I would say the 2 most common cars I corner balance and align here are FRS BRZ and then also MRS. So that's, you know, 4x114 and then 4x100. Nope. And then also 5x114.3 for the FRS. So there's 3 bolt patterns right there. I noticed a lot of hub stands on the market, it was either like 4 or 5 lug. So it doesn't help me to have to buy 2 different sets of hub stands. Looking straight at the product listing on the T3 website, these are made out of a heavier gauge steel than before with a larger foot pad. I really like this. This larger foot pad makes these things a lot more stable. So there are some cars out there where actually it's extremely tough or almost impossible to put jack stands in the correct places under the car, and it's far easier just to put the car on hub stands. Yeah, T3 lists like 8 different bolt patterns that this guy will bolt to, and I don't doubt it. Looks like 5 lug, 4 lug, and then each of these is slotted out to, you know, fit that multitude of bolt patterns. These are available in either this wrinkle black or a wrinkle red, and they say they've tested these on cars that weigh up to 4,500 pounds. This car weighs half of that, but you know, you have another 2,000 pounds margin of safety. All right, so cool. Now that I've read my cheat sheet, why don't we talk about some of the pros and cons after using this. So far we've used this to power wash a Corolla outside, and then I've also finished the corner balance on this MRS. What are some things I think about? So for sure, they're stable, they're easy to use. I feel confident that the car is not going to tip over. And again, I'm really happy with this like large foot pad. Some things off of the top of my head that I don't like. I really wish that these bolt holes had like a scallop to them. We also talk about in the future, if I'm going to use these a lot, which I probably am, is to add a conical washer so that you can see right there, these are starting to get eaten up, and that's just after you know, 2 or 3 sessions of bolting this onto the car. We also talked about how if this plate could be thicker, because even on a Corolla with stock length studs, there was still plenty of stud engagement, and you know, me and my assistant just thought if this was thicker, you know, that just is a lot more stability and, you know, peace of mind for both of us. So some more pros, you guys probably saw me talk about outside that a lot of times I've had to work on the car with the suspension where I needed the suspension loaded, and I've had to put the jack stand in like weird places where it might damage the car or it's not quite safe. This is a far safer way to work on the car where you need the suspension loaded. So I mean, yeah, I would absolutely use these for that purpose. Can be used to corner balance. Yeah, I probably knocked off like a whole bunch of time, saved me a whole bunch of time using this instead of breaking my back, taking the wheels off. I think I made like 3 separate up and down adjustments on this car, so that means I didn't have to take off the wheels, you know, what's 3 times 3? 9 times. Yeah, they're easy to use, they're stable, and then definitely everything in this wheel well is far more accessible. Let's see. Yeah, just some of the cons. It's really cool that these fit a multitude of bolt patterns, although you can see some of the areas between like the 4 and 5 lug pattern that the material is kind of thin, so we'll see how these hold up in the long term. Also kind of like right there too. You can also see where the old lug nut was digging into this guy right there. Why don't we walk over to the back? Oh, my last con, we'll take a look. So on some cars where you have to run a lot of static camber, I think there might be, this car still needs an alignment, but I think there might be at least like 4 degrees of camber on the rear right now, and you can see right there, this hub stand doesn't sit flush on the corner scale, so that may or may not be a problem on cars that run a lot of static camber. If you have like a stance car or something like that, these probably won't work for you. Yeah, typically on track Corollas we run, you know, -4 degrees in the front's pretty common, so I'll have to test these out on one of these Corollas one day. Once again, a sincere thank you to T3 for these hub stands. Helped me out immensely. I really look forward to continue using these. You guys have probably seen in a lot of my other videos that I'm pretty honest about these product reviews. And so if you watch my Aero Underpanel review, I said a lot of honest things, and still T3's out here supporting me and supporting the community. So I appreciate that they were willing to take honest feedback and like still support me with these hub stands. One critical thing about like the lug pattern and like the lug nuts wearing in, I totally get that I'm a professional business, and if I want a product like this, I should have bought something for professional use. So you're not taking these on and off like 10 times every day on a multiple variety of cars like I am, so perfectly suitable for home use. So once again, a big thank you to T3 for taking my honest feedback. I feel like it really shows that they care about their product quality and feedback from their customers, and yeah, that means a lot to me. Yeah, once again, I look forward to continue using these. I mean, these are a great asset to the shop. If you guys have any questions about the product or would like to see more product reviews from T3, leave a comment below. Hopefully we'll get more tools and like T3 products here we can review. Thanks again for the support. I'll catch you guys next time.